Hi friends, welcome to my channel. So I recently bought the Silver Witchcraft Tarot because of the guidebook being so good, and it is very, very good, and it's written by Barbara Moore. Now I've heard is that the guidebook for the tarot in Wonderland, which is this one, is supposed to be amazing as well. Now I'm not a huge Alice in Wonderland fan. There is a couple of books I've read that are really good actually, thinking about it, on Alice in Wonderland. Sort of a retelling of it. But anyway, and I don't even know, I'm going to be completely honest here, I don't even know if I'm going to like the pictures here. I love Johnny Depp's versions though. But yeah, because I've heard that this guidebook, also written by Barbara Moore, is supposed to be amazing, I thought I'd take a chance and buy the deck. And I bought it from eBay for a really good price, because it's about £30 I think on Amazon, and I was like, no, I'm not going to pay that. So I paid about 2/3 of that. And yeah, it's a nice box set with a magnetic closure that, you know, I really like. And here's the said guide. Oh, look at that chunky monkey. Wow, that is chunky. Here are the cards. Oh, they're borderless. Oh, actually, that's quite cool. Oh, and look, we've got the cat in the bottom of the box, and we've got the chessboard here. Well, that's nice. It's a nice box. Take the wrapping off the cards. It's the book I'm really excited for, though. Okay. I'm quite impressed the fact they're borderless. I do like borderless cards. In saying that, just as a little aside here, I've just been to my local printers and I asked them if they would take the borders off my beautiful favourite reading deck, the Everyday Enchantment Tarot, Poppy Painting. You may or may not know, but this is my top deck. Anyway, I asked them if they would take the borders off, and they have. And I think now it's going to work a lot better for me. I don't need the card titles. I know what the cards are. I've worked with this deck for a long time. So what I did was I bought a second deck, because I have kept the original, my original one, in its unaltered state. Then I decided to buy another one so that I could get the borders off, and I was actually going to do it myself. Then I was like, no, I'm not brave enough to do that. The only thing is here that the corners are square, so I don't know if I'll attempt, maybe I'll attempt rounding those corners off. I've never done a deck mod ever. I'm just not brave enough really. But the fact that, I mean, I bought this second hand, it's not a new deck, but yeah, it's in good condition, so I thought I'd give it a go. And yeah, I think they've done a really good job, because they've actually left, you can see, they've actually left sort of a little bit of the border on, because this deck is colour coded by suit. So they are there, but not as huge as they are in the original, which I'll just show you. So for comparison, that's the original size with a massive border on. I just think these borders are really too big, and I don't know if I seem to remember that Poppy wasn't keen on the massive borders either, but I think it makes a really good difference. I really like the way now that the images are seeming to pop, so I'm glad I've done it. Well, I didn't do it, did I? Got someone else to do it, because I didn't trust myself. Anyway, back to this deck in hand. So these are the cards. I like that one actually. I didn't know if I'd like, oh, I like it. Oh, I didn't know if I'd like this deck. Actually, you know, it's charming. He's just about to jump down the hole there. Oh. Yeah, there's going to be a zillion walkthroughs of this deck because it's been out a while, I think. Let's have a little look. Gosh, this book's so heavy. It's really heavy. Oops. So we got about the author, about the artist. Oh. It's a Llewellyn deck, illustrated by Eugene Smith. Oh, this is the 4th print in 2021. Do you know what? I thought it was a lot older than that. Oh, Wonderland in Tarot 2018. Okay, so it's yeah. It was 2018, but this is 2021. Okay. So, introduction, how to read the cards, major, minor, spreads, and conclusion. So we've got the introduction. Who in the world am I? Oh, that's a great puzzle, isn't it? Okay, searching for wisdom, opposites, exploring rabbit holes, sacred texts, helpful hints. I'm going to enjoy reading this book, you know. How to read the cards. Okay. Picking a spread, shuffling. Oh, so okay, it's really right down to basics. Which is good if you want to just refresh. Sometimes, you know, even though you've been reading for a long, long time, it's just nice somewhere just to go back to the basics once again. Oh look, got the numbers as well. Oh, that's good. 80s, 2s and 3s at the beginning, 5, 6 is the middle, 8, 7, 8, 9 near the end, 10 all but resolved. Yeah. So it talks a little bit about cards here, I think. Kings are similar to the majors. Alright. Key 1, know yourself. Key 2, more than card. Oh, so it's how becoming a confident and skilled reader. Practice, of course. And then on to the majors. Okay, so this is Magician. The Fool, through the looking glass. Wow. So we've got 1, 2, 3 pages. And then the Magician, 1, 2, 3 pages, 4 pages. And then a page for notes. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? How gorgeous is this? And we've got 4 colour pictures. That's really cool. Quotes from Alice in Wonderland. Oh, that's really good. So, okay, so that's all the majors. And then the minors. 1, 2, 2 pages. How good is that? 2 whole pages, even for the minors. Then what we've got at the back. Spreads. So we've got some 3 card spreads. A choices spread. A yes and no spread. How are they doing that then? This spread is from Susan Blair Hunt's book, Tarot Prediction and Divination. It's been a mainstay of my practice for many years. So how are they doing? So the cards laid out in a horizontal row, 5 cards. To determine the answer, count the cards. I see major arcana cards and even number minors count as yes. Court cards and odd numbered minors count as no. So because there are 5 cards, there is never a tie. Okay, if all 5 cards come up as either yes or no, then the answer is a strong yes or no. This is as rare in the cards as it is in real life. Yeah, 4 yes or no cards indicate a strong yes or no. 3, a very clear maybe. These possibilities are, I think, accurate reflections of reality. Few things are certain, few more are probable, and most will be maybe. And then after determining the answer, examine the cards to gain more insight into the situation. That's a good spread, actually. So this is a spread where you really get to use your intuition because the positions have no assigned meanings. It's a great opportunity to challenge yourself and really get to know how the cards relate to each other and work together to tell a story. That's really cool. I've got my own way of doing yes/nos, but I might try that actually. So there's another layout for the actual Alice spread, I think it is. Tarot in Wonderland spreads. Falling down the rabbit hole. There's the layout. The meaning, the positions. There's another one, another layout. A modification. A mad tea party. This, your madness, the trigger, your reaction, the result, how to walk away, and the result. Oh, that's a good spread. And then preparation for the spread, and then the reading. The White Rabbit Stress. Position meanings. Layout for how to play croquet. Gosh, there's a lot of spreads. There's a lot of spreads. Which way should you go? So, path choices. There's another one. Who are you? That is incredible. Yeah, I think you'd be lying down and wanting a rest after all that. That is a really good guidebook. Yes. I'm glad I bought it. Gosh, that is so good. I think, you know, if you're new to tarot, this would really be a good starting point. Very much so, because the Alice stories are very accessible. Okay, let's just have a little walkthrough of the cards. Okay, so those are the cards. Let's pull a couple and see how the book reads, because as I said at the beginning of the video, the book is the reason that I bought this kit. Barbara Moore is an amazing tarotist, so I want to see how the book reads. So I'm going to pull some cards. Let me see, what's this one? So we've got a court card. I want a minor and a major. So we have the Queen of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and I want a major. All the aces I noticed were the Looking Glass, and I thought it was nice with the Ace of Swords. Oh, I've got them on screen. I thought it was nice in the Ace of Swords that not only was there a sword, but there was also a pen, which I thought was a nice touch. See if we can get a major card out. Nope, that's Four of Swords. Right, I'm just going to find the next major that comes. Oh, Tower. Wow, well that tells a story in itself, doesn't it? Oh dear. Oh dear, that does tell a story. Anyway, so Queen of Swords. The Red Queen, Queen of Swords, is all rules and commands. Upon her first meeting with Alice, she asks, "Where do you come from and where are you going? Look up, speak nicely, and don't twiddle your fingers all the time." She corrects Alice over errors in logic, continues with advice such as, "Open your mouth a little wider when you speak." Although the Red Queen is quite formidable and often impatient, she is not hot-headed like the Queen of Hearts, our Queen of Wands, and helps Alice form a plan to achieve her goal, to become a queen herself. She arranges for Alice to take Lily's place and maps out a plan, telling Alice what to do and what to expect as she makes her way across the chessboard. And then the next section says, down the rabbit hole. In a reading, the Queen of Swords is a very intelligent person who wields her authority confidently. She has a penchant for rules and a gift for logic, but she is not all theory and abstractions, being able to assess a situation, determine desirable goals and make efficient and effective plans. Because her thought processes are so quick, her decisions and opinions may seem arbitrary, but be assured that they are well thought out. Although she is not driven by emotion, she can be cruel, using her skill with language and perceptive eye to make cutting comments. Somehow she always knows how to find weakness. To gain her support, never attempt to deceive her. Acknowledge her abilities and forget trying emotional pleas. She's not interested in sob stories, but is very keen on making things happen. And then we've got keywords. So ally, confidant, helper, authority, accomplished, quick-witted, smart, clever, efficient, perceptive, cruel, does not abide deception. Okay. So we've got the truth giver. And then with the Ace of Wands, we have an opportunity. So let's see what it says. So it says wands, and that wands represent the fiery energy of our will, passion, determination and drive. This suit is associated with careers, project goals and desires. Ace of Wands, through the looking glass. All the aces represent an opportunity. We are given something that is full of potential. If we use the resources wisely, we can unlock its gifts and create something of value. Aces carry the energy of the number 1, which is fleeting. This is a small window of opportunity, so grab it quickly before it vanishes. The one being offered is quite literally a stick. In the text, there are 2 mentions of candles. We've got a candle here. And in both cases, they represent the idea of life, as well as the opposite, for when the candle is extinguished, the life is gone. That's a nice metaphor, isn't it? To fully utilise this gift, we must use our ingenuity to set the stick ablaze. Yes, while this is simply a stick, it is also a wand, a means of directing and expressing magic, or in other words, our will. This is a good reminder to not despise small beginnings and to not judge books by their covers. You can't really know the full potential of something until you take it in hand and see what you can make of it. Down the rabbit hole. In a reading, okay, so all the down the rabbit hole paragraphs are the reading. So in a reading, the Ace of Wands promises an opportunity to transform your will or an idea into something real. Like trying to start a fire with sticks, it might seem hard or frustrating, but the effort is worth it because what you might create can light up the world, or at least some dark corner of it. It is a good portent for the beginning of a new project. And the keywords: desire, passion, will, drive, inspiration, potency, energy, enterprise, confidence, courage, optimism, setting goals and inventions. And then finally we have the Tower. So we've made a decision, we've taken the opportunity in hand, and what have we done with it? Well, set off some fireworks. In traditional tarot cards, the destruction seen in the Tower card occurs due to an external event. Here, Alice appears to be the cause, although it could be argued that her action was the result of external causes. Also, if we want to pull quantum physics into the discussion, and why shouldn't we? All things are connected, so trying to determine exactly where the nexus of catastrophe is located is pointless. Indeed, such a discussion could distract us from the actual point, which is this: when things are going in the wrong direction, it is only a matter of time before an explosion of some sort occurs. In this last scene of Through the Looking Glass, Alice's feast, things are getting out of hand very quickly. The Red Queen keeps introducing Alice to the food so that she cannot eat it. Then, when she is asked to make a toast, the Red and White Queens insist on supporting her by moving in very closely on each side, nearly squeezing her to death. Just before the madness takes over, Alice gets a warning. "Take care of yourself," screamed the White Queen, seizing Alice's hair with both her hands. "Something's going to happen." Chaos erupts, candles grow taller, bottles sprout wings and fly around, and the mutton is sitting in the throne where once the White Queen sat, while that poor queen ends up in the soup tureen. Alice tried really hard to fit into the Looking Glass world and did everything she needed to do to become a queen. During her short adventure, she constructed an understanding of the place, a plan to achieve a goal, and nurtured expectations of what it would be like. When the world she so carefully built turned out to be nothing at all like she expected, she did not continue to live in the untenable disaster. Instead, she pressed the reset button. "I can't stand this any longer," she cried, as she jumped up and seized the tablecloth with both hands. One good pull, and plates, dishes, guests and candles came crashing down together in a heap on the floor. By literally pulling the cloth out from under the situation, Alice causes her dream to end, allowing her to wake to the reality she'd known before. However, she would always carry with her the memories of her adventures, keeping the lessons that proved useful and worthy while discarding the ones that were arbitrary or cruel or useless. And then the meaning for it. So down the rabbit hole. In a reading, the tower is a situation, belief or guiding value upon which we've built an impressive edifice, our very lives. As humans, we are meant to grow, to gain wisdom, and to always become the next best version of ourselves. Therefore, just as one cannot put new wine into old wineskins, we cannot put our new selves into old lives. We must burst out in order to become who we are meant to be. This is part of the transformative process. Transformation is messy. A caterpillar doesn't magically change into a butterfly. Well, okay, it is kind of magical. In between, there is the time in chrysalis where the caterpillar is completely dissolved and rearranged into a winged creature. When things change, there will be destruction. Sometimes we are the instigators of change, but change is scary and hard. Sometimes we don't have the stomach for it. In those cases, the universe nudges us along by assisting with the destruction. And then the key words: sudden change, upheaval, adversity, downfall, destruction, catastrophe, misery, disaster, ruin, chaos, release, awakening, freedom, escape. So there's actually quite a positive spin on the Tower card in this deck. Yeah, it's a good deck, isn't it? That guidebook is really worth the price of the deck, I think. So I'm going to enjoy actually discovering more of this book. I hope you enjoyed this video and this quick look at the cards. A bit longer than I thought it would be actually, but yeah, I like it. I do. I didn't think I would like the imagery, but actually it's nice. It tells the story really well, doesn't it? I mean, it's not, to be fair, it's not my favourite sort of imagery. It isn't, but it's of its time, isn't it? It's kept that aesthetic of the time it was written, so I think that's nice. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and until my next video. Should we not have the tower on top? Let's find a nice card to put on top. There we go, the sun. We don't want to leave with the tower imagery. Anyway, there's the sun. The sun is out, the sun is beautiful, sunflowers are happy, and until the next time, thanks for watching, friends. Bye.